Welcome to The Snack, a lighter serving of Girls Gotta Eat.
This is a Dear Media production.
Enjoy.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Raynapalooza lives on forever.
If you guys are watching, you'll know by the 500 balloons next to me that Ashley got me for my birthday. That is my birthday.
We're recording on your real birthday.
Well, we do that a lot.
Do we? Yeah, I guess we do.
I don't mind it, though.
Yeah.
What else was I going to do today?
Right.
All day?
Masturbate.
I do that every day.
Yes, but we are going to talk about it. The balloons are here. I was fighting for my life this morning.
These are, I didn't know you could like make balloons this beautiful.
Listen, shout out to balloon celebrations in Santa Monica on Montana Avenue. I had a great experience.
Yeah.
I went in, they were like, what's your budget? Then they started throwing numbers out. I was like, ma'am, please.
I didn't know balloons could cost that much. You said something in the like $500 range.
I didn't do that.
Yeah,
but they do like the big deal balloon bouquets. And she was like, what kind of car do you have? I was like, a standard SUV. She was like, it'll fit. I went around the corner for 15 minutes, got a coffee. I come back. I'm like, how the fuck is that going to fit in my car? I mean, we put down the seats, but she hadn't mentioned that. So I was like, what if the seats didn't go down? I mean, they were right here. I was like, this is a driving hazard.
No, this is love. I was like, I live by the studio and you live like kind of nearby, but you have to go by my house to get here. So I was like, can you pick me up today? And you were like, I cannot.
Honestly, you wouldn't have fit either. I'm glad Azul doesn't have like a balloon phobia. He was in the back.
Looks like he does. He's really back there.
But some dogs like really can't.
It's a thing?
They're weird about balloons.
Well, I'm having like the best birthday.
Yes,
I like recording on my birthday. Anyways.
We're going to talk all about it.
Okay.
It's your birthday episode.
Right. We'll thank our partners and then we'll get into it.
Okay.
America's Sweethearts. Watch season 2 of America's Sweethearts now only on Netflix and Skims. Check out the Skims Ultimate Bra Collection at skims.com/GGE.
And Court Furniture. Build your own furniture rental package today at court.com/podcast. That's CORT.com/podcast. And Simply Pop. Go to cokeurl.com/Simply Pop to find out where you can try Simply Pop. And that's it.
That's it.
And that's it. And that's all.
We're fresh off of our own personal No Kings protest.
No kings, only queens.
Only queens, Raynapalooza.
Rayna, I'm never taking this off.
Do you love these?
Yes.
These lanyards?
So I am not a lanyard girly. Like at things where they're lanyards. Like remember we went to South by Southwest, that guy got on the plane with his lanyard.
No.
I was like, what a dork. You don't need the lanyard.
I sat next to a girl the whole way back in her lanyard.
Like if you want to wear the lanyard to the event, the festival, of course. Especially if you got like an artist pass at Coachella. But like I'm typically like, I'm not wearing it unless I absolutely have to. I had this on the whole weekend.
And people put them on starting Thursday.
It was part of my outfit. People did have them on Thursday. They're just so good. The branding was fire.
Thank you all, Canva. Me and Canva did it.
Canva, shout out to Canva.
I love Canva ombre. So yeah, I made these like artist passes. They say VIP access. I got lanyards for everybody. I made custom gift bags for everyone. And I put little vibes only that bag charms in there and lube. And I got sunglasses and tattoos and stickers. And it's a lot. Listen, everybody of course wants to be in the Hamptons for a free stay. And we did get houses for everybody. But it's a lot to like pack up your life. And the Hamptons are not easy to get to.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you guys don't know all the details and we want to start at the beginning, we did a whole weekend in Southampton with 25-ish people. There was more people at the actual party, but like the Friday night dinner, I feel like that was the main crew. It was 24 people. Well, and Ja Rule, so 25. We'll talk about it. But it just like everybody came out. We had room for everybody. It was a dream.
It took me months to plan this. It was like planning a wedding. I had so many vendors I was working with for like the party and different events, and it all just came together and everybody was so wonderful. It was 4 days. Thursday night dinner, smaller crew. Friday night dinner, huge crew, Ja Rule. Saturday, laid around, hung over at the house all day together.
We'll put a picture up.
I got breakfast at Goldberg's for everybody. Jeremy woke up really early with me in the pouring rain, got breakfast for everybody. And we just laid around like 25 people so hungover around the house, just looking ugly, watching TV all day. Festival Saturday night. And then Sunday, we mostly cleaned up the house. You stayed and had brunch. But it was the best weekend of my life. It was. I've never felt luckier in the entire world, and everybody loved each other so much, and that's what made me feel so happy. I was wondering like what the drama was going to be.
Wait, I didn't anticipate any, but I'm just saying, like, not even a little bit of negative energy to be found.
None. And I was like white knuckling it a little bit leading up to it for a couple days because everybody was like, "What do I wear?
Oh my God.
What's the address? I'm coming this day." And then I was like, by the time we got there, everybody was just great. I I asked for no help, and people bent over backwards to pick up orders for me, clean up, set up, break stuff down. I mean, it was unbelievable how nice everybody was and got along so good. And that really makes you feel like you did something right in your life when everyone gets together and is obsessed with each other.
Oh my gosh. It's so true. I mean, and one thing you had said was that people just kept coming up to you and telling you how much they loved people that were there that they hadn't met, or they'd only really like briefly met one time before or something like that. But yes, like all those people, all your best friends in the world, with the exception of a few, which we have a dinner tonight too, with some of the stragglers. Yeah. It just goes to show how much like people love you and just want to like support you and celebrate you. And it just was so wonderful to see. And I mean, Rayna, you thought of everything, and you are a better planner than me when it comes to parties and details and stuff like that. I'm not claiming to be, but there was stuff you were doing that I was like, is that necessary? And it absolutely was. Like, you thought of all these details. And then even my fiance was like, I really want to get these like heads of Rayna like on sticks. Like, he took a picture of you, he got it printed out. And I was like, that's cute and that's fine. That'll be fun. But like, I just don't think in terms of like how important these things will make the party. And so, for example, like last minute, you got a step and repeat, which a lot of people don't know that word, and that's fine. But it's just like the logo banner that's on a red carpet that you pose in front of and get pictures. I was like, she's really doing this. I was like, who's going to set that shit up? Like every time I wasn't thinking of this in a judgmental way. I was just like, I wouldn't have thought of it. But you think like that, like the jewel glitter station, like everything that you did, like the bar, the catering, just everything you thought of made it such a party. And then even like what Jordan went out to get beer and got a keg. Were we even supposed to have a keg?
No, I said to Lindsay, everybody likes, the guys like beer, like your fiance likes beer, a lot of people like beer, so can you just pick up a couple of things, cases of beer? And she was like, Jordan got a keg.
A keg. If we didn't have a keg, I can't even imagine the party without the keg. Like, honestly, he's giving MVP energy for that. Like, I don't know the last time I played flip cup, beer pong, and did a keg stand at the same night. Best night of my life. You are never too old for this. We've said it before. You're never too old for beer pong. But like a flip cup, like a 25-person flip cup, keg stands, everybody doing keg stands.
It was so lit. And then I hired somebody. Melanie was like, you should get somebody to do face jewels. And I was like, is anybody going to do this? 100% of the party. Bejeweled faces, glitter, like a kid's birthday party. I had a 20-foot water slide. I had a photographer. I had a DJ.
Yes,
Our DJ
all that
was amazing.
too.
Tommy, he was fantastic.
Oh my
and then
God.
we hired this company. Cocktails and Dreams Mobile Bar. If you're out in the Hamptons, they have like 10 different setups they'll do. They'll do custom drinks. You can name them. They were so wonderful to work with. And then they bartended everything. So I got them like wine, liquor, everything. They served everybody. We did Cinderella for a taco bar. It just, thank you for saying that. I really had, all the little details were really fun.
You think like that. I mean, you think, like you look at your home and you really are like, you think of those details that make everything like really special and beautiful and fun. And they really mattered.
And then Ja Rule just like popped up out of nowhere. So we had dinner on Friday night at this place, Calissa. They were wonderful. It's a Greek restaurant. And they really let me have a party for 24 people, one table, no pre-orders. They were like, you can order when you get here. I was like, what?
This can't be right.
They just let me do whatever I want. I was like, do you want me to order ahead on the phone? They're like, no, you pick what you want when I get her for 24 people. Yeah. And then the PR person had said to me that Ja Rule was probably performing from 6 to 8. And you and I were like, he's not showing up at 6 to 8.
I was like, I mean, maybe he'll show up, but you know, every time I've ever gone to an event, like a rapper is supposed to show up, it's like super late. I was like, what? I mean, they do have a space in the back. I've been there before where they have DJs and like they had a performer there before. Like I was like, okay, he's probably going to be in the back. Then we hear he's not performing, he's guest bartending.
We were like,
say what?
Ja fell on hard times?
Well, so he has a whiskey brand, Amber and Opal. Check it out.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
This is like the Fireball of 2025. Like we were sucking that back. So we get there. It's packed to the walls. It's usually pretty packed, but not like this. He's behind the bar. He's got a boot on. He had hurt his foot. He had a red bottom boot. That was his little joke of the night. He kept telling everybody, got my red bottom boot.
But I got a red bottom boot.
And so then we're like, oh my God, he's here, up close and personal. And your friend, our friend, I mean, we're your friend, Alana, who's an amazing publicist, like worked it out to get him to like come over to our table. I mean, Rayna, it was insane.
They came out with sparklers. Yeah. They were just like cheering with Amber and Opal whiskey. And he puts his arm around me. He was so nice.
No, you guys look like a couple. We will put some photo and video up. Rayna, you guys are so small. It was like the cutest thing. Like I was like, this is her man coming to wish her happy birthday.
He sang happy birthday, and the part where you say the person's name in the song, I whispered into his ear Rayna, and he like belted it out. He said Dana, but that's okay. It was
Rayna
loud.
had to say all that.
It was loud. That's not his fault. He didn't hear
Dana.
that.
Happy birthday to you.
And afterwards, he's like, yo, thank you so much. You're such a real one for that. He was so grateful.
He just like hung out.
He was so nice. He hung out, took pictures. He just was like, he couldn't have been nicer.
He's so nice. I mean, I am a really big Ja Rule fan. I mean, I know people like, of course, Fire Festival kind of tarnished his image and like, you know, some people say he's not, whatever critiques people have, but like high school, early college, like those years, like late 90s, early mid 2000s, I mean, he's the
bangers only.
The best. I mean, it's definitely like rap for the girlies, you know, like all the Ashanti songs. But I mean, I'm such an old school fan. Like, and I've seen him perform at Lovers and Friends with Ashanti. I mean, it was just incredible. Like, I'm a real fan of Ja Rule. And it was so funny, Rayna, because I was thinking, like, if he didn't show up that night, we would have had to tweet out, I too was bamboozled and led astray. Oh, okay. I found the tweet. I too was hustled, scammed, bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray. That is exactly how I would have felt if he did not come over to our table.
Do you think that he knew he was writing in that moment a tweet that would just like explode upon America?
So iconic. Yeah.
Every moment of the weekend, I kept thinking like something's gonna. Maybe there'll be one thing that doesn't hit. No, even the breakfast sandwiches I got on Friday morning. It just everything was amazing. If I ever plan a wedding, I want to do something like that. I like that everybody was just together all the time. Gosh. And like some people like went off to like take a little walk or like get a massage, but like mostly we were just together in the house the whole entire time. Like at the pool all day Friday, hungover, looking ugly, watching movies Saturday. Like I just like when everybody's together and no one can leave.
No one can leave. You're all locked in. We had another little bit of a celeb cameo, Andrew Santino.
I walked into the house and Andrew Santino was there.
So I was the first person there. I took a red eye. We landed at 6 a.m. and got a car and went straight there. So I'm the first person there. Me and my fiance, we got in, we slept, and then Brittany shows up, and then Brittany's like, Santino's down the street. I was like, have him come over. So he comes over. You didn't know he was there. You come walk out. He's just hanging out. It was one of your birthday presents. Yes, we love him.
I get nervous around him because he's so funny.
He's the funniest person.
The funniest person I've ever
met.
And
he's so nice and like just such a real one.
Yeah.
So
and friends with Travis Kelce.
Santino and Ja Rule were the celeb cameos of the weekend. But I mean, we just had these moments that were so special. Like when all the girls got together, like Friday night, everybody just kind of migrated upstairs and just hung out up there for way too long. Like the guys were downstairs and they were coming up like, hey, what time are we supposed to be ready?
Come on downstairs.
And we were just like gossiping and talking. And like, that was one of my favorite moments of the weekend that was totally impromptu and unexpected. Like getting ready together with the girls is my favorite thing. It's the thing I miss the most of college and living together with girlfriends in Dewey Beach in the summers, and just the nothing beats it. Nothing beats like music on, wine in hand, getting ready with the girls.
Nothing. I felt grateful every single second. Like even Saturday night before the festival started, Melanie was like, all the vendors arrived as the glitter and the bar. Like Melanie was like, take a shower, take a beat. I'll kick everybody out of your room. Like you and your fiance went and picked up the food. She like dealt with the glitter people. The boys helped set up the bar. Like by the time I came downstairs, like everybody had done everything. And I just, always you have these reflective moments, these milestone birthdays, like what my life could have been, what is my life now? And, I think if you're thinking like, well, I don't have 25 people to have a birthday party with, you can. Like of all the people there, only 2 of them I've known for, Melanie and Chelsea I've known for 17 years, but Jeremy's probably my oldest friend outside of that. I met him like 11 years ago. I mean, most people I've met between 11 and 7 years ago. These are new people since I would have gotten married, been a wife, had a baby, probably moved to New Jersey. Like my life has just changed so much, but I've built a totally different life.
Even like Brittany, maybe she's the newest friend.
Yeah, Brittany's
like,
definitely the newest friend.
Year or two. Yeah. Like it is never too late.
It isn't
to make like best friends.
Yeah, and introduce your friends to each other and be excited when they become friends, and it just expands your circle. Like Brittany's in New York doing the stand this week, and like Emily and Chelsea are going to go to her show.
Oh, I love it. I love when they were all bonding. They went on like a walk together, like
the rain.
Especially even seeing people you wouldn't have expected to really bond right in front of your eyes.
No.
It's so heartwarming.
Just, it means a lot to me. And I honestly think this weekend was better because I didn't have a partner with me. I can't imagine feeling like I wanted to be on like a couple's trip with my boyfriend or husband and having to entertain all these people.
Yeah.
Like I got to share a bedroom with Emily. And go to sleep with her every night. And I felt really so present. I got to be with every single person a little bit. And I think a lot of people like walk away from their wedding feeling like I didn't get to spend any time with anyone because I spent 1 minute with 200 people. I really feel like I got to spend a lot of time with everyone. I'm really attentioned out. After today, I really need to cede attention back to you for the rest of the summer. I'm done with it.
It is a lot. I mean, I felt like that on my 40th, where it was like every night there was a cake and there was singing, and it was just like a lot of attention.
People were walking up cardboard cutouts of my face.
Yes,
everybody had my name around their neck.
Much attention. It's great. It feels really nice. But like, what does someone who's not used to that feel like? It's really overwhelmed.
It's overload. Even I'm like, it's enough. Everybody's cheering my name all the time. Like, are people so sick of me?
No.
I'm done with it.
Everybody loves you. But it was funny because like it was raining all day until, it really did stop and cleared out for us. It was just, look at God. But I said Raynapalooza, like Rain. I didn't want to tell you.
No, I've been thinking it for days.
Okay, so I had said like Raynapalooza, and I came out and I was like, it's Raynapalooza, and Andrew Collin was like, that was my joke. When did you think of that? I said 2 hours ago. He said, I thought of it 3 hours ago. And I was like, tell me exactly when you thought of it. Like we were debating over who got to like claim it. I was like, I pulled over my fiance. I'm like, when did I say this in the car? Tell Andrew the timestamp. And Rayna was like, or Andrew was like, Brenna, when did I say it? We're like going back and forth. Like, but no one used it. No one even used it.
Well, somebody said Rayna or Shine to me like earlier in the week. And I was like, I can do better. It's Raynapalooza.
Raynapalooza.
So that was, it was great. I'm grateful every second, and I think it was one of the greatest memories of my life. I can't imagine anything better. I have to tell you something funny though. I meant to tell people no gifts.
Okay.
Because I think about it every year because you and I go to Christmas at your parents' house, and then I have to take everything back from Delaware to California. Yeah. So I was like, I don't have the capacity. I will be very hungover. Please, I don't want gifts. But I forgot to tell people. Everybody bought me books.
Books? What books?
I
didn't even see any of these books.
Books.
What were they coming up and giving you in secret?
People were bringing me birthday presents.
But like novels?
Books to read, cookbooks. Nothing heavier than a cookbook.
Wait, where are these books?
I had to lug them back to California with me. Jackie painted a photo album for me.
That was really special.
It said Raynapalooza. Yeah. It's a big book. I mean, everybody really like... Meryl was like, I know you like cookbooks. She got me a cookbook. Like, I lugged fucking books back, and... 2 different people brought me joints. So Meryl, it was really thoughtful. Meryl got me this like tote bag from the Strand, which is like this amazing bookstore in New York City. It's an independent bookstore in Union Square that I love. And she got me this tote bag. And so I was putting all the books in it. And a few different people brought me joints, and I put them in the bag too. And I just must have forgotten. I went through airport security with rolled joints in my bag, and no one said anything to me.
Oh my God.
And this did not occur to me till I got home. I had a thermos in my bag with some water and some ice, and they pulled my bag.
For the water.
For the thermos. Pulled the thermos out. Can you imagine? Also, I just didn't even know those were in there. I would have been vibrating. Like, this is how I go to jail on my 40th birthday.
You're getting deported.
Yes.
Any excuse to get rid of anybody.
Yeah,
they would have checked your phone, seen those texts about the president, and be like, send her off.
Send her back to Poland.
Yeah.
I'm Polish.
Oh my God.
I cannot believe I can't believe I went through airports.
That is so crazy. I mean, joints. I think I could be totally wrong. Let me preface it by saying, like, I think the dogs find those. Like, I don't think that they have a scanner. That's like a sniff test. Like, had a dog been there, Rayna? Like, I don't know how else they would see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think the dogs are drug dogs. So had a bunch of German Shepherds surrounded you, it would have been over for you.
If I had been accidentally arrested for something I could have easily avoided by putting it in my suitcase that I checked.
Yeah. Whoever got you those would have been
Melanie.
Never invited.
My best friend.
All right, well, she can stay.
Well, anyways, thank you for making it so special, and it was incredible, and we have one more day of attention. That'll be tonight. We're going to catch for dinner.
Catch for dinner. Can't wait to slut it up. I can order a seafood tower.
I can't
I can
wait.
get lit up. Maybe I won't get that lit up. I'm going to take a break.
I was in New York for a week
I
before
can't
my
believe you
birthday.
did that.
I don't know how I did it. I cannot self-regulate in New York. I was out every night till 1 o'clock in the morning, just binge drinking, eating my face off. My eyes are still puffy.
June in New York is just, there's a million things to do every night. It's the best month. June, September. Okay. Well, it was incredible. You're incredible. Everyone loves you. Everyone had the best time. Like everyone is like, we have to do this every year. I'm going to lead that charge if no one else does. Like this will be a tradition. But how are you feeling today on your birthday?
I feel
on your milestone day.
I feel thrilled. I mean, I feel like I got all the love and attention I could have ever needed on the weekend. And I feel grateful to be 40, to have the relationships in my life that I have, to have my health and love in my life.
Be hot.
And,
To be hot.
You guys read between the lines because I look good.
I'm so grateful. I'm just feeling so blessed.
I mean, it's
For everything that I have, my looks mainly.
these titties.
These titties. This ass. This
This
hair.
fake hair.
These teeth.
Yeah, I paid for all this. If 25-year-old me could see me now.
Not your lips. Your lips are natural, everybody.
That's the only
and
thing.
your nose.
Yeah, I do have an original nose.
Yeah, can't relate.
I feel great. I woke up in my beautiful house. I want for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What? A man? A dusty man? Ah! Could pick one of those up on the corner tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, if there are good ones out there, but if you don't have one of them, it's just, we talk about this shit every day. I mean, you said you were in Soho House in New York, you were overhearing these girls' conversation, this girl just talking about the shit she was like putting up with from this man, and you were having to hold back from jumping in and being like, don't do this. You don't have to do this.
She was like, he makes me feel small and stupid. He doesn't appreciate me, but if I do everything, I'm responsible for everything. And if I don't do it, like he just gets mad at me and I don't know what to do. I was like white.
What she said, like, I do his resume, I do his laundry, I cook, I clean. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, we were talking about this with a friend that was there too that recently went through a breakup, and just like, if you are parenting an adult, get the fuck out of here.
Amen.
This is
Go
crazy.
off.
I mean,
Go
you're in
off.
your 20s, it's different, whatever.
Yes.
But I'm saying, like, your 30s, if you are creeping towards 40 and you are parenting a full grown ass man, he's not making your life easier. What are we doing?
I think about her every day. Do you think I should have said something?
That
I
girl.
didn't know how it was going to be
I
received.
know, I
She was
know.
with a friend, and the friend was like,
Maybe she's
what are
listening.
you sitting there for? What are you staying here for? And she's like, I feel like I can't leave.
Oh,
which
her
I
friend did give her some good advice?
No, it just was like, what are you
Oh.
still saying? No, what did I tell you? I told you she said something like,
I know, yeah.
She said, I think her feedback was like, yo, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
crazy.
just wanted to be like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, I figured before I left, I would be like a fairy godmother and be like, just, I do this for a living. And like, you are so beautiful and smart and fun. And you seem really kind. And like, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
get the fuck
But
out of
you
there.
You never know how somebody's going to react. Like, whatever, you shouldn't have been talking about it 3 feet away from me. That's on you.
Well, girl, if you're out there, this is for you.
Anyways.
Well, on the day of your birthday celebration, there was another birthday celebration that was a total flop.
We'd love to see
And that
it.
was the president's little military parade.
His little birthday party.
That was his birthday. So we had a parade that was supposedly to celebrate the military's 250th anniversary. But it was on his birthday, and he's wanted to do this before he wanted to do this in his first presidency. So he did not get what he wanted, that's for sure.
He did not look happy.
And, I want to start by saying that I have all the respect for our military and the people who risk their lives to fight for this country. I mean, I hate that has to happen, like hot take, war and death and, people dying, but in the name of their country. And, I just don't want to show any disrespect to our military. Meanwhile, the president himself, I feel like, shows a lot of disrespect to the military. I mean, he's like notorious draft dodger, and he's like cut programs for veterans. And, I just think that he has not shown respect for them. You can think whatever you want, but that's when we talk about this parade and this event, it's not in light of any disrespect to the military.
These people didn't join the military to
do this.
serve him necessarily.
I know. And that's it. This woman messaged me and she was like, I'm a military wife, and like my husband hates what he's seen because this is not what they sign up for. They, their loyalty is like the country, the Constitution, and what this country stands for, not the president, not this wannabe dictator. So many people in the military, I can't speak for all of them, but like hate what's happening. And a lot of people feel like they showed their disrespect in the parade.
It was 6,600 service members, 150 military vehicles, 50 helicopters and aircrafts. I mean, they're saying this cost up to $45 million of taxpayer money, which is so sickening when you think that this money could have gone to, I don't know, helping veterans, paying their medical bills.
Anything
but this.
But this, yeah. And not that many people attended. You saw these empty bleachers. I mean, it was amazing to see. You heard the tanks squeaking down the road. The
so
squeaky tanks. Also, I saw people saying like they could have fixed those tanks. Like the main thing I saw, and again, I'm just telling you what I saw in threads and all over the internet, people even from the military kind of speaking up, were that the military were marching out of step. And some people were saying, you know, if you don't do that on the daily, you can't do it anymore. And most people were like, no, you can. Like, you are trained to do this. It's harder for them to march out of step than in step with each other.
Right.
They were in like a different type of outfit than you would have expected. And people were saying that they were lazily just strolling as a sign, like to send a message. They called it malicious compliance.
This was, to me, a really disgusting display of their... It was a waste of those people's time.
Exactly.
To do this for him. It was a waste of taxpayer money. I can't believe how much this money could have gone to helping people. It makes me sick. You actually can't walk out of step. I mean, imagine the DCC getting out of step.
We'll talk about it.
Whole line will stuffer.
But you know what Trump pictured was this very like North Korea, Russian vibe, you know, like dictatorship vibes. And it's not even that like our military isn't up to par with those. Again, I'm not an expert, but like, it's like the people are saying like they could have looked better. They just didn't want to. And that's what I'm seeing from a lot of people that are in the military. This isn't like me saying, you know.
The White House reported that 250,000 people went.
Boo, lies.
The actual news reporting was about a tenth of that.
Yeah.
So under 40,000 people.
Rayna! Like, Nikki Glaser performs for more people than that in a weekend. Ja Rule performs for more people than that in a night. Maybe. He used to. That is nothing.
He looked so miserable.
Ugh.
Meanwhile, at the same time, there was a No Kings protest nationwide. I feel like emotional saying that.
Yeah.
Demonstrations held in 2,000 plus cities across America in 50 states, an estimated turnout of between 4 to 6 million people.
Yeah, truly. Like, millions of people went to these protests. And obviously, had we not had Raynapalooza, like, I would have wanted to be out there. And I was really following so closely, like, what was happening in LA and abroad, of course, like small red states, red cities, red towns even, and people just really showing up and showing out and just hitting the streets. And, you know, if this was something that you did or that you support, you know, just don't stop paying attention and finding resources. I like Indivisible team on Instagram is a great place for resources. Like, it's just like, don't wait till the next protest to really find where you can still continue to show your support and push back and people to call and places to donate and letters to write and, you know, all of that.
Yeah. I think that this has been one of the worst weeks in the news in all of 2025, maybe the worst week in the news of 2025. And that's saying a lot for this year.
Yeah.
A lot of pain and suffering via ICE, which we can talk about briefly. But I think hopefully the tides are maybe turning. And so many people showed up to these protests and they were peaceful and it was a beautiful message and people made like great signs and really came together. And I hope a lot of people will unite and come out against this. And I love the very public display against this person. And I hate that it was at the cost of like celebrating people in the military who deserve our respect and our honor. But Donald Trump made this about his birthday. So it is what it is.
And, you know, I think some people may wonder, like, what does it matter? You know, like, what do these protests accomplish? And it's like, for one, you feel that the collective rage, you know, and just kind of you're with the people that are on the same page as you and hold the same values. And I think there's a lot of power in that. And when I went to that protest in Chicago, like, you want to be surrounded by people, like-minded people, and just showing that there is like strength in numbers and it's important to like get out there and just like send a message and don't stop and like call this stuff out. Even today, I think they arrested another like Democratic leader in New York. I mean, our Senator Padilla was arrested and detained last week. I mean, last week was just every minute of the day was like something else terrible happening. But just don't let up. Post it. I mean, that's the thing. I'm just share this stuff. A lot of people don't see this stuff. They don't know. You know, just spreading awareness is really important. So
Well, I just wanted to hype a couple people that made signs. I wrote a couple signs down
Okay.
that I liked. I wanted to tell you about. Clean up on aisle 47. Nobody is eating the dogs.
love it.
Nobody paid us to be here. We all hate you for free. If Melania doesn't have to live with him, why do we?
Oh my God.
I wrote this down for you. You sucked in Home Alone too.
You sucked in Home Alone too. A lot of people were sending me that. They've been trying to get him out, I heard. The director would like to take him out of Home Alone too.
I love that.
Yeah.
Alexa changed the president. This president is the nastiest skank bitch I've ever met.
Perfect. Elon wrote that one.
People got
That
creative.
was actually a tweet from Elon. We missed that whole fight. We didn't have a snack, like the Elon and Trump thing, but there's so much has happened since, but what a rush.
I mean, he's walked it back.
I know,
He's walked
exactly.
it back.
But that was a fun day.
I mean, my hope is that other leaders will see, not that I want to hype Elon Musk, but my hope is that other people in power will feel like they also can be empowered to speak out and stop hiding, because I know this is a very frightening administration.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing it. We're seeing it really with our governor. I mean, he is pushing back like no one else. And we can talk about it a little bit more. We're going to take a quick break in a minute and then get back into kind of like what's happening in California and just, you know, talk about that, especially since we live here. But, you know, I think it is hitting a boiling point. You know, I want to try to stay optimistic. I do think it's such a dark time, but you are seeing a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
And finally.
Yeah. So here's hoping it continues.
Anyway.
Let's thank our partners.
His little birthday party was so embarrassing.
Seriously.
I think there's more
If
people
my
at-
birthday party turned out as bad as his.
Yeah, there's more people at Raynapalooza right now. Okay. I am telling you guys about Court Furniture Rental. Okay, this is like a great service that you can use if you really need to get your house or apartment feeling like home on day one. There are high quality furnishings and expert service. You can achieve furniture freedom when you need it. So any type of situation you might be in, you get a new job, you move off campus, or you're moving short term for a job or whatever it may be, and you have temporary furniture needs, you can get custom packages that fit your space and your life, lease terms that can change with you, professional delivery, setup, and pickup. I mean, there's so many times in my life where I wish I would have, like long time ago, you know, knew about this and done this.
Absolutely.
When you're just like, oh, I have this empty place. I don't know how long I'm going to live here. I need furnished.
And they have so many options for like styles and really fast delivery. I mean, it's impressive like what they can do.
Yeah. So really, I mean, this is just great for so many different reasons. It's convenient whenever you might find yourself in one of these situations. Wherever you go, you can enjoy on-demand delivery nationwide and custom packages that fit your space and your life. They're going to have move-in ready room packages designed with your next move in mind. Like Rayna said, everything like looks really gorgeous. And of course you can customize it. It's not just like one size fits all that you're going to get a bunch of furniture that you don't like. And with furniture rental, you can rent what you need and return it when you're ready for your next adventure. They really make it easy. Enjoy white glove delivery, setup, and assembly. Plus they pick it all up when you're on to the next chapter, school or job. So important. Huge inventory, high quality, stylish furniture allows you to feel at home quickly and on your terms. You can select your delivery date. Again, they just are really going to make it easy. I just feel like they really are on a mission to simplify things and help you feel at home quickly. So you guys can check it out. Build your own furniture rental package today at court.com. That's CORT.com/podcast.
Okay, and Skims, I didn't even mean to do it, but I'm wearing a Skims tee and a Skims Fits Everybody bra. I pretty much wear them every single day. And they have their ultimate strapless push-up bra and the ultimate balconette push-up bra. And I always kind of avoided push-up bras because I have big boobs already, and I find them to be like bulky and heavy, and they don't look great. And this is the first and only one that I've ever found that I love the look and the feel and the shape. They come in so many colors, so many sizes. I've never even seen this many shades of beige, tan, brown, black. I sleep in them every night. I love the underwire of the Fits Everybody bras. There's just so much variety. It's so comfy. They have great intimates and t-shirts, and it really lives up to the hype. It works for so many necklines and styles. These are really versatile. It's a really beloved bra. So you guys can shop the Skims Ultimate Bra Collection and more at skims.com and Skims LA flagship on Sunset Boulevard. And after you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. You can select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows.
Okay, and I am telling you guys about Simply Pop. We are so excited. Simply has launched a new prebiotic soda, Simply Pop, the new juicy soda. There are 5 flavors: pineapple, mango, lime, strawberry, citrus punch, and fruit punch. We love this. I mean, I obviously, like, who doesn't want something that's going to be prebiotic and that's going to taste great, made with real fruit juice? Simply Pop supports gut health, so big on gut health, with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, no added sugars, sweetened with juices. Monk fruit extract supports immune health with zinc and vitamin C. Simply Pop is flavor that pops. I really love all the flavors, but I'm just like a pineapple mango kind of tropical flavor. I also love a lime. Any citrus fruit I love, but they all are really delicious. Again, made with real fruit juice. And you pair that with the zinc and the vitamin C, and it's going to support your immune health. You just really can't beat it. So this is all new. You guys might be hearing about it for the first time here today.
Heard it here first.
And we really encourage you guys to check it out. You can go to cokeurl.com/simplypop and find out where you can try Simply Pop. So yeah, like we said, I mean, we just want to take a moment and acknowledge what's been happening all over the country since the inauguration, but really concentrated in California as of late with these ICE raids. The president and the administration just really took it upon themselves to hit California and target California hard. And, you know, this is something that I could talk about for hours. I think I do. This has probably been my main thing since Donald Trump ran. I feel like he had one policy, and it was mass deportation. And the numbers were all out of whack, 20 million people, and, you know, all undocumented criminals. We all knew that wouldn't be the case. You know, like, my whole thing has been like, if we do this and start targeting these people, ripping away these families, going after people at work, at daycare, at school graduations, and treating them without due process so inhumanely, none of us are safe. And it's such a slippery slope into such a terrifying time. Like, when I look at these things happening, I'm like, have you never heard of Nazi Germany? Like, have you never looked at history and how these things start? Have you never read a quote from Anne Frank? You know, like, I always have been so terrified, and because of yes, for the people that are being targeted, but the way that it affects everybody in every community. And I knew it was only a matter of time before it was like truly right in our backyard. And, you know, that's what happened. And they came into California. They've been here, they've been everywhere, but where it was like so bad and just snatching people up off the street and like disappearing them. And, you know, of course, we've been seeing people sent to these foreign prisons. I mean, there's so many different layers of it. I couldn't possibly cover it all. But California is the state with the most immigrants in the country and the most undocumented immigrants in the country. It is a sanctuary state. LA is a sanctuary city. I mean, they are so important to our communities. And, you know, I don't even like to talk about immigrants in terms of like the work they do, and they're people. They should be treated as such. People have been here for decades. You know, the system is so broken. But for people to come here and they've lived here for 20 years and they built families here and they have jobs and their life is here, it's the only life they've known, you know, they shouldn't pay the price of our broken system. And what has happened is so disgusting. You see these kids alone, separated from their parents. These people are working, they're taking them they have no criminal records. I mean, it's just been this disgusting attack, and people finally snapped. And then the president sent in the National Guard illegally. The governor has to request them. It's in the Constitution, sends in the National Guard. They weren't needed. Our law enforcement had it under control. Protests, obviously some rioting broke out. There was, of course, bad actors that, you know, were lighting fires and looting, and they've been arrested. And he sends in the National Guard, and then the Marines, they don't even have anywhere to sleep. They weren't prepared for these people. Again, disrespectful to them. There was no plan in place. It's all political theater. And of course, the governor has just been going all the way off. Whatever you think about Gavin Newsom, he is single-handedly fighting back in such a way that we have not seen. And I love to see it, and he's so hot. And every day, it felt like a nightmare. And the stories we were seeing, and I mean, again, it's just one of those things I could talk about forever. And I think about every hour. And to see it happening here, and it felt like it all kind of culminated with the No Kings protest. I just don't want people to think it's over. It's still happening.
Yeah, it's still happening here. I feel like dizzy when I start talking about it. I don't even know where to begin. Like, so many of us come from immigrant families. So many of us, if you go back to our grandparents, came here for a better life. Mine did, from Poland. Like,
Yeah.
I've asked myself my whole life, how did the Holocaust happen in plain sight? This is how it happened.
Yes.
And this was quicker than I ever even imagined. I mean, he promised that this would happen, and he is highly delivering on it. And all these people that said, like, well, I didn't know it would be this bad. He promised it would be this bad.
He told you.
It is so sickening, these lies that have been sold to the American public that these immigrants aren't paying taxes and they're criminals. The number one non-tax paying criminal is the president of the United States.
And all the other billionaires.
They do not pay taxes. There are corporations just taking advantages of Americans all over the place. This feels so bold to say, but the worst things that have ever been perpetrated against me in my life were by white American men.
Oh, totally.
I can't believe what's happening here. It makes me so sick. I'm terrified for the people around me, the people who have really contributed to everything good in my life. It just, I hate to see that this is happening. It feels so insurmountable. How do you stop? But I have seen so many people speak out about it.
And just like really fighting back. And of course, I don't mean in a violent way, but film these motherfuckers. Like, I mean, they're not supposed to be masked and in plain clothes. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you have these leaders in Minnesota, one of whom was killed and one was shot. I mean, it's all, I can't even keep up. Like, again, like last week, it was like every single moment of every day was something new and terrible. And I can't possibly post and talk about it all. It would be my entire full-time job.
That's all I want to talk about.
I know, but it's just like it's hard to keep up. And like, meanwhile, while we're focused on this, so many other terrible things are happening in terms of just like the Palantir and our personal information and our security and like it's all part of like a really disgusting master plan. And just stay vigilant. Film ICE if you see them, stay on top of your community, like social media accounts and message boards, and just like focus in on like what's happening in your direct community when these people show up, and really push back and just pay attention and share these stories. Make sure your friends and family know. I mean, as long as the more people that can be aware, and that was something I posted on my social media. If like the least you can do is just share this information to someone that may not be aware from a reputable source, the better. The more people understand, and some people will not have compassion, and I don't understand it. I think it's the easiest thing in the world to have, and some people will not care, and they did vote for this, and they do like to see it happening, and they don't think that they would ever be next, which is not true.
That's crazy.
But the people that do, I mean, it's important that we speak up and push back.
I just want to say to our listeners, if you were affected by this in any way or your business was, we are so sorry, and our hearts are with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, if you have things you want to send our way. Like, I will post where I can in terms of like places to donate and show up and all of that. People message me a lot, and if you have those, please like send them our way, and we'll keep fighting the good fight.
Yeah. All right, let's lighten it up with Cheerleaders.
What have we been watching?
You guys, I feel so blessed. Season 2 of America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboys docu-series on Netflix. Season 2 is out. Season 1, I was so obsessed with. I wasn't sure because I was like, it's a documentary about cheerleaders. Even though I was a cheerleader, I was like, you were like, you have to get into this. It's the most heartwarming thing.
I know. I feel like I was on the forefront of season 1, where I was like, oh, I'm watching that immediately.
I don't think I left the house for a full day.
Yeah. I do really feel like I remember seeing this come up on Netflix. I was like, I will watch that immediately, like day one. It's so good. It's so well shot. There's an Emmy award-winning director, Greg Whiteley, and the team behind Cheer. We love Cheer. And Last Chance U. I love that as well. That's who made the show. And again, it's in season 2. But, if you really aren't familiar with it at all, it, like Rayna said, America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, and it follows the most famous cheerleaders in the world. And really, you get into their personal stories. You really get to know these young women, and, you see the process that they go through and how grueling it is and what you have to go through to make the most prestigious squad in the world, and the coaches, and there's some drama, and there's just different storylines. I mean, it's just so riveting. And I think I didn't realize how emotional I would get over it, really seeing the bonds between the women, just the pure girlhood of it all, and how they just support each other above everything else. And when people get cut and it just rips your heart out, and you're like, these women care about each other so much. This is like the greatest time in their lives. And you see some of them that retire, and you're like, what are they going to do now? I mean, it's so defining of who you are as a person. And why wouldn't it be? I mean, to be able to put on that outfit, go out there on game day in the biggest stadium in the world and do this. What a rush.
I love to watch these girls together and their friendships. There's this really great scene this season of just like 8 or 9 girls in this hotel room. They're just like giggling and making each other laugh.
Like I said, the best
each
moments.
other. And it is the best moments. And I loved last season. And this season, there's tons of cameos from people from last season. And everybody that like I loved from the squad is back at least briefly. And you get to see like Reese's wedding, which is so cute. She was like the star of last season. And there's all these cute new girlies. There's a couple people back that got cut from last year, like Kelly and Charlie.
Kelly from New Jersey is my number one. Remember, they made her go brunette. That was crazy.
She looks amazing.
Well, they had her go brunette, and then she did get cut. I was like, oh, what? This is...
I couldn't believe it. If somebody dyed my hair and then cut me.
So, yeah, but she is back, and so you'll see... Okay, we got the screeners in advance, so we've watched a little bit, and so you will see what happens with her. We're not going to give any spoilers, but...
There's some good storylines this season. There's a woman who works for the team. She's a coach or a choreographer on the cheerleading squad. Her daughter is up for the squad this year. So you're like, what's Kelly going to do?
Some of that, like some of the like legacy type people. I mean, you had Victoria from last season. Like I find those to be really interesting storylines.
And last year, Victoria's mom didn't even work for the team. This girl's mom is a legacy and works for the team.
Oof.
And I feel this year that the women are much more outspoken. So there's 4 leads on the team this year. 3 of them are minority women. And they said this is the first time this has ever happened, that there's been so many women of color that are the leads. And they really are, they talk about it. They talk about their salaries and being outspoken and feeling like they're afraid to be outspoken, not just because, you know, it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of this squad. And I think that people are sold this idea of like, if you don't want this, there's 1,000 girls behind you in line. And I think there's a lot of bravery in speaking up and sharing that with other girls in the squad and being a leader for them. And there's a lot of themes of that. So I really like enjoyed that. And I love the bond of the girls. I love the dancing. It's fun. I like the music, like rooting for these girls. And you guys are just going to love it as much as last season.
It's time to learn Thunderstruck. It's time to learn the dance.
Actually, I can't kick that high. There's like a whole 30 minutes about just the kick.
You know I have a high kick.
Yeah, but can you do a front high kick?
No, I'm just saying, Rayna, you know I have a pretty good high kick. Because that one time I posted that video, everyone was talking about it.
No, that was crazy.
It's like the one thing I can do.
They talk about
with only one leg.
No, you're a pretty good dancer.
No, I mean,
Just
it's
in general.
a cheerleader wise, I was not a good cheerleader. I'm saying like my high kick is pretty strong.
Do it.
Should I just do it?
Yeah, do it. Actually just kicked like a $2,000 light.
I kicked the ceiling. That's how good my high kick is.
Actually, that was great. I can barely reach that lamp, by the way, with my arm, let alone my foot. That was crazy.
But honestly, I mean, it sounds like maybe they took some feedback from season 1, even in terms of like stuff they're pulling back the curtain on a little bit in season 2, and maybe some of the race stuff, maybe some of the money stuff. Like you're getting to see that more. I mean, I think that they really want this to be a true representation of the team. I don't know. They don't want to sugarcoat. It just seems like it's an honest look at the experience.
I think that these women feel, I hope, a little bit more empowered to speak out this season, just because of the response from last season, which it was really positive, but there was a lot of talk about how the girls are compensated and things like that. So I think that the show also responded by having them talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. And I just love to see what true athletes they are. I mean, it's just to watch. I mean, that's how I felt during cheer too, where you're just like, it's so easy to be like, they're, cheerleaders. It's like, you try it.
No, I mean, I cannot believe what they
it's crazy
can do with their bodies. So the whole season, all 7 episodes are out on Netflix right now, season 2. So, we'll see you at the end of the weekend when you come back up out of your hole.
I know. Okay, and what else?
I am almost finished with the new season of Tyre, Shane Gillis's show. Last season was so funny. People are saying the second season even better. And I was like, I think it is so funny. I laugh out loud by myself watching it. It's about a tire shop in Philadelphia. Shane Gillis is a mechanic. And there's tons of cameos from comedians. Our good friend Francis Ellis is the star of one of the episodes. He just absolutely crushed it. Vince Vaughn and Feidelberg from Barstool. And just so many of our buddies are on it. Vince Vaughn. Namely.
I mean, you see a lot of comedians and people that we know. I mean, Karen Feehan was in the first season. I don't know if she's coming back.
She's in a second
season. I mean, It's really cool to see. I mean, the first season was 6 episodes. This one's 12. I mean, people loved it. I mean, my whole family watches it. And, my dad owned a auto parts supplier, like a kind of a smaller business. And just, it so reminds me of being in the shop with him on some days. I mean, I wouldn't go to work with him that much, but it was in and out. And my brother was there a lot. And just these dudes, I'm like, it just reminds me of my childhood sometimes. Like,
funny.
I could smell that tire shop. And so I love watching it for that. It feels kind of nostalgic to me. And obviously Philadelphia, Delaware, same part of the country. But it's hilarious. I mean, Francis's episode,
Francis
he was born to play
person.
coke addict.
I know. He really was. It's so funny that you feel at home watching that. I feel at home watching The Bear. I'm like, it's a little triggering for me.
Right. Yeah. So we're loving that. I mean, we haven't had a lot of time to like watch stuff. Ginny and Georgia is on my list. I have got to start it. And I'm really having one of my summer reading moments right now. I'm just like really been reading a lot. And I have started my first Ellen Hildebrand book. You gave it to me. It's the 5-Star Weekend. She has 30 fucking books.
So that was the most famous author I had never heard of.
Yeah.
And last summer I was looking for like a beach read kind of thing. And she mostly writes about like summer in Nantucket.
Yeah.
And I read Perfect Couple, which became a Netflix series. And I was like, it's a phenomenal book, way better than the show. And then that was my second book, The 5-Star Weekend. And you realize how many books she has.
So many
Holy
books.
shit.
What's this bitch doing? 2 books a year?
I know.
Crazy. She's just sitting on Nantucket.
2 a days.
Yeah, she's really. So I am just started it. I like brought it to Raynapalooza like I was going to read. But it was just funny because it was out with me sometimes. It was like by the pool. It was in my bedroom. And everybody had something to say. Like all the girls on the trip were like, oh my God, Ellen Hildebrand. And then I was like, this is my first foray into it. So I'm just starting that. I'm sure you guys will like have a lot to say. And there are some other TV news and various news. We're going to go through some of your headlines now to wrap it up.
The show that exploded this year, Traitors, they have announced their season 4 cast. I was in the pool on Friday and somebody was like, oh my God, Traitors announced the season 4 cast. So it sounds like it's going to be really fun. There's some Olympic figure skaters. Tara Lipinski is going to be a part of it. And Johnny Weir.
That's a deep cut.
Ron Funches, Donna Kelce.
Rayna, okay. Donna.
They got Donna.
Is this not like a physically challenging?
Yes.
I wouldn't consider her to be an athlete. This is nothing against her, but I don't watch the show. I need to get into it, but it's
There's
like
physical
physically
challenges.
challenging. Okay, Donna Kelce.
I didn't see it coming. I mean,
right,
you would have
sis.
thought that it would be Kylie. Kelsey,
yes.
not Jenner.
Okay.
But no, Donna is in there and Stephen Coletti. From
I saw that. Okay.
So I'm excited for the show. I mean, it really exploded last season.
Donna Kelce. This is incredible.
It's just, they were just like, send it, fuck it. This is the new Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah. And we didn't mention this, but Love Island is back. Everybody's talking about it. Rayna and I are not in the culture, and we apologize. And we probably said last year we were going to watch it this year, and we lied. Not intentionally.
I did. I promised.
I thought I was going to too.
It's a full-time job watching
Yeah.
Love Island, and you miss like a couple episodes. I don't know, Paige DeSorbo, she hosted one of the challenges this week.
Yeah.
She looked amazing. So there's like special guests they do sometimes. Ariana looks amazing. I'm sure it's great.
Yeah. So anyway, that's part of the TV report too. Okay, the Pedro Pascal lookalike contest. They had this in New York on Father's Day. Of course they had on Father's Day America's Zaddy.
And a Zaddy won.
They looked so much like him.
Every one of them looked like him. Like the person who won, I was
Crazy.
like, you mean to tell me
That's not him.
That's not him. I was like, oh my God, he showed up at his own lookalike contest. Because that
Yes.
happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Every person was like a 10 out of 10 ringer for him.
He would show up. He would be with somebody that would show up.
So cool.
So anyway, congrats to him.
That's crazy.
I just love to see the footage, but that was a good one. And I'm not over these lookalike contests. I never will be. People are like, aren't we done with these yet?
Fuck no.
Have some joy.
It's the biggest joy in the world. Okay, so Glen Powell's ex, Gigi Paris, she broke her silence on the Sydney Sweeney, Glen Powell romance rumor. She went on a podcast this week and spoke. The TLDR is she says she's not sure. Well, I'll give you a little background if you guys have been living under a rock. Is as Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney were promoting their new movie last year, they kind of let the press think that they were having an affair.
Yeah.
She was engaged as well. They didn't confirm or deny, but allowed people to believe that. And Glen Powell had a very serious girlfriend not fiance, girlfriend, the whole time. And she finally has gone public saying she's not sure if they actually did or not, but she was like, the vibe was like, this is what I have to do for my job. Like, what do you want from me? And she was like, I had to like nut up and have some dignity and respect for myself. And it was horrible, but I couldn't be with him anymore. And I love to see it.
Okay.
And I love to see her tell her story because that whole thing was gross. I don't care. If my man is an actor, for a storyline, very dumb little rom-com, you're going to pretend that you're dating. How about just make a good movie? How about, I don't know, be a good actor?
Go off.
Make a good movie.
I never saw that movie because people
on principle
were like, you can't even hate watch it. It's that bad. Rayna, let me jump in. Something I meant to say. I think I'm done with And Just Like That. It is so bad. It is so awful. The writing is so corny and insulting to the viewer, and then the acting on top of it. Like, I think that, like, I can't believe anybody who worked on Sex and the City is working on the show, but supposedly they are. Last night, I was like, I'm done. I watched episode 3. I was like, I'm absolutely done. Even the music behind it is like the corniest. It feels like they just picked the cheapest stock music they could find to make the show even worse. Like, it's not even fun to hate watch anymore. And I have like too much anger and frustration in my life and like too much hate in my heart. And I just like can't deal with this right now at this point in life. Like, in the world, I can't add this to my plate of things to be mad at. It's getting worse. I liked to hate watch season 1. I kind of even liked season 2. Like, I was like, oh, it's getting better. I've given up all hope. This is so bad. The writing's getting worse. The acting's getting worse. I can't believe these women are doing what they're doing to us.
Also, you said like you think some of the people from like the original Sex and the City are involved. The main cast is involved, and none of them are like, why are my storylines so dumb?
Yeah.
Why is this dialogue making me sound like such an idiot?
Thank you. It's so fucking corny. And I think the thing that finally put me over the edge was I had it on and my fiance was there. I'm not saying he was watching it. And he was even like, you like this? And I'm like, I'm embarrassed. And for me to have to explain to him, like, no, you don't understand. It's the reboot of this show that's so good. Like, I've made him watch a few Sex and the Cities just so he understands. And I'm like, the fact that I'm embarrassed to watch this, the fact that like the person who knows me and loves me and he's judging me, I'm out.
That's where you drew the line.
I can't explain to him like, no, I hate it. I'm not a hate watcher. I'm not a hate listener. You know, we always say people like, you want to hate listen to this podcast, get a hobby.
Clown.
What kind of time do you have? So I'm like, I don't like it. I'm done.
Good.
Okay.
Well, that'll be the last roundup of Sex and the City. And Just Like That.
If you guys are going to continue to watch it, I wish you all the best. I reserve no judgment. Let me know if it gets good. It won't, but I respect your journey and I'm out. Okay. Tell me about this chair.
Okay.
Because it's very personal too. It's very Raynal.
It's okay. Let me pull this up. Okay, in Verona, in Fair Verona, there's a place called Palazzo Maffei, Maffei. There was this couple that was caught on camera. Essentially, they went to this palazzo and they were taking photos in this chair. It's a Swarovski crystal chair. It's a sculpture. It's a Vincent van Gogh chair.
Okay,
and they asked the staff to please leave the room so that they could take a photo. Oh. And I guess people in Verona were like, what are they going to do? They could take a photo. I would have been like, it's a chair. They're going to sit on the chair. But I'm smarter than the staff, I guess. So they were hovering. The man was hovering over the chair, and I think he kind of lost his balance and sat on the chair and crushed the chair. And the legs, you guys, you got to watch like the
video. There's full like security cam footage.
You got to watch the video of the legs of this chair. All 4 of them just buckle out.
Yeah,
and it is astonishing to watch. And then the 2 of them just scurry off, and they're not like caught or charged for this. And then the Palazzo just like put out a statement, but like they didn't get caught. I don't understand how did they make it out of that place?
I know. And it says the chair has been restored. It's back on display. So since there was no lasting damage done, it's, you know, we can laugh at it, but he's got to live the rest of his life, you know, with this reputation. And, you know, this did happen to Rayna.
So do I.
She broke this bike in Italy, but as it turns out, people found that bike had previously been broken.
Yeah, so I went to this little town on the east coast of Italy, and there was this bike. I hung my Prada bag on it because I wanted to like flex and take a photo, and the bike snapped in half, and it was like this antique, beautiful bike people go to take photos in front of, and people got mad at me in the comments, and I would just like to say the bike was already broken.
Yeah, so people were finding photos of the same spot. It's a photo spot that a lot of people go to. So like people were finding that same spot from months prior with a broken down bike in pieces.
The city's called Ostuni. It's the white city. There's like this blue door and people go to take photos in front of it. Yeah, people were mad at me, and I just want to come out and say that bike was broken before me and my Prada ever got to it.
Exactly. Okay, let's end this with Sabrina Carpenter's clapback. It's clapback season. Gavin Newsom is leading the charge, but Sabrina's right there behind him. So her new album is out, titled Man's Best Friend, and that's going to be in August. But she dropped the single from it, Man Child, which was, I think it was released the day of like the Elon and Trump fight, which was insane, the timing of that. So she released it, and then there's some like visuals and photos, and they're all, you know, very sexually charged, as she is. And of course, stupid men had something to say.
Yeah, so somebody got in there and said, does she have a personality outside of sex? And she, I love a clapback. Yeah, girl, yes, and it is good. She has a personality outside of sex. The photos are great. The music's great. She's releasing like the songs of summer. Get over it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's such a critique. Any woman doing anything that has any sort of sexual aspect of it, comedy included, all women talking about sex. Also, so what if it is?
Right.
Yeah.
What?
I would have wrote no.
That's my favorite thing to talk about.
No, sorry. This is it.
That's it.
I'm not a huge international pop star. I just suck dick. Well, yeah. Does she have? That's just
got me.
Yeah, you got me. Okay. Well, guys, that is our birthday episode.
We missed you guys last week.
We did.
So it's good to be back, and obviously we'll be back on Monday with a great episode.
On Monday. Yes. So happy birthday to Rayna.
Thank you.
Our queen is 40. She has no personality outside of sex.
I have no personality outside of being 40. Besides being this hot at 40.
I love you so much. Happy birthday. I
love you. Thanks for making the weekend amazing. After these balloons.
Now I got to put these balloons back in my car and drive them to your house.
Yeah, I mean, I could walk. Though.
No. Wait, that'd be crazy. Okay. Well, you guys know where to find us. girlsgottaeat.com. Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Ash Hess. Rayna is Rayna.Greenberg. And you can subscribe on YouTube, share this episode with a friend, and we will see you Monday.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Bye.